Hey guys, it is Mike with Come Tonight. Welcome back to another episode of Ask a Music Snob. I had a very restful weekend. Thank you guys so much for understanding. My voice is almost completely back, still working on getting some of this terrible shit out of my lungs. This is the show where I post to an Instagram story with a little box that lets you submit questions to me. The interesting ones I will answer on this show, other ones I will just meme it up. If you want to get your questions answered, go ahead, follow me on Instagram. Let's get started. Do you think Kirk and Lars from Metallica deserve all the hate they receive? No. People aren't mad at them because they suck, and I'm not saying that they do suck. People are mad at them because they are successful and influential. For example, Greta Van Fleet. People either incessantly wank off to this band way too hard, or they despise them and hate them. I don't think you should do either. Is Lars a good drummer? Not by any conventional standards, but I think he plays to the songs of Metallica. And by the way, I think Kirk is actually a very good guitar player. Is he amazing? I mean, he's not like a bunch of my idols amazing, but he was one of the biggest fucking influences on me. Now, they definitely don't deserve all the hate that they get. If you want to get on Metallica's ass about being a bunch of pussies about copyright, that's a completely different story. First album purchased. I don't know if that's specific enough, but the first album that was purchased for me was Legend by Bob Marley, and the first album that I purchased myself, Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. Star Wars or Star Trek? Ooh. So here's the thing. I definitely prefer Star Wars on an emotional level, and we're talking about the original trilogy, the actual Star Wars. I don't really have that much of a soft spot for Star Trek other than a little bit of nostalgia with TNG because I grew up very, very little watching that with my brother and my dad. I don't hate Star Trek. It definitely could have been better in many ways. Acknowledging what it did for sci-fi, both in a TV show aspect and also of just growing it and making it popularized, not to mention inspiring many of the modern day technologies we enjoy. I mean, I really can't talk any shit on Star Trek, not like any real shit. I will definitely make fun of it. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a Star Wars kid. Now, if you said Babylon 5, very different story. American Idiot or Black Parade? Dude, Black Parade hands down. Black Parade has more finesse and more detail in production, instrumentation, and composition combined. Not to mention, I like Gerard Way's voice way more than whoever the fuck sings for Green Day. I don't remember the guy's name. If you want to talk about overrated bands, I would definitely say Green Day falls into that category. Black Parade was like My Chemical Romance's step into the direction of the later half of the 60s Beatles. It was just an all-around excellently produced album that was actually thought through. There was lots of extra shit going on that you wouldn't expect. Like, it's no contest to me. How do you deal with someone who is negative towards metal? You have to be more specific. If it really bothers you that much, just don't talk to them. If it's a friend of yours, just don't talk about music. If you're trying to convert them, just don't. Like, if it really makes your life that miserable, you should evaluate to yourself, does this person's opinion of the music that I like really matter that much to me more than that person's company? If they're a friend, fucking deal with it. If they're a bully or just a dickhead, then fuck them. Tell them to fuck off. Engage a little bit of stoicism. What is, but cannot be, your sex? Do you think it is more difficult to play lead or rhythm? So that really depends upon what we're talking about. In most instances, the lead line will be more difficult than the rhythm. In other instances, the rhythm will be more difficult than the lead. For example, so basically, the lead, very, very simple, boiled down, I think like, was it 3 notes, 4 notes, something like that. And the rhythm is doing some pretty fast alternate picking and actually doing more melodic runs than the frickin' lead. It all depends. Do you think we are living in a Prog Golden Era? Close to it. I don't know if we're quite there yet. I mean, as far as the prog genre itself, I am seeing more awesome music being released all the time. With the exception of maybe the inception of prog rock, I think this is the best time that prog has ever had, personally. I don't know. Maybe this might be our pinnacle. I fucking hope it isn't. Part of the thing that I want to accomplish with this channel is bringing prog into a more mainstream light, and that doesn't mean making it more mainstream. What I mean is getting people exposed to it so they know what music can be, not what it's been boiled down to in this fucking Lunchables package. Yes, I understand there are many of you who probably enjoy Lunchables. That pretty much makes my point for me. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done, at least in my estimation, to bring prog to the masses and to show them good music. And it's not just to be like, oh, my genre is better than yours. I mean, there's other genres out there that are not prog that need more appreciation too. Would you consider Tool overrated? I wouldn't, honestly, I would not. So I've been pissy a handful of times or just been not that impressed on Song Suggestion Friday when I review Tool songs. That's not because I don't like the band. I enjoy listening to Tool. I do. What I don't like doing is being forced to listen to a 15 or 20 minute song and have nothing to say about it because it's a bunch of drony, repetitive shit. Not saying it's shit, but you know what I mean. Tool is great for its own circumstances, and like, just because I don't love them the way a lot of other people do, that doesn't mean shit. Tool is highly influential, and I think rightfully so. I think they make some great stuff. They have excellent vision. Could probably buck the fuck up and just release an album every once in a while, but hey, you know, who's counting? But no, I would not consider them overrated at all. My friend thought Metallica was gothic metal and Dream Theater and Opeth were Renaissance music.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Have you ever dropped a glass while recording? Do I look like an amateur to you? Do you know Within Temptation? I normally do not field these questions about like, have you heard of this band? What do you think of this band? That shit really gets on my nerves. I only picked this one because I was actually talking to my brother a couple nights ago, and he introduced me to this band literally a few days ago, and he apparently has been trying to get me to listen to them for years. I kept forgetting and forgetting and forgetting. I mean, dude, the number of people that ask me to listen to shit. I literally had my mom's cousin text me earlier today being like, hey, can you listen to this dude? He's a friend of ours and he's trying to make it in the music industry. Can you just take a listen for me? I'm just like, I'll do it because you're family and I love you. But either way, yes, I have listened to Within Temptation, not a whole lot of it. And actually that will probably be one of the songs that I suggest for Song Suggestion Friday. Do you enjoy any songs off Saint Anger? Yeah, I actually do. I think Frantic's a good song. I think Saint Anger's a good song. What the heck is it? Shoot Me Again? I really like Shoot Me Again. I think the performances and obviously the snare can be addressed. I think the overall vibe of those three songs to me are pretty great. I mean, I think, what was it? Track 4, Invisible Kid. Was it Invisible Kid? Invisible Kid has its moments. The like, I'm okay, just go away. Like, yeah, I really dig that part. The whole Invisible Kid, never see what he did. God is like, oh God, no, not that. But yeah, like that album definitely has its moments. It's not complete garbage. Very easy to make fun of though. Oh, it's so easy. What happens when you put a werewolf on the moon? All right, that has been Ask a Music Snob. Appreciate you guys watching. If you want your questions answered, please go ahead, follow me on Instagram. There will be a story that you will have to look at that'll have a little sticker for you to send me questions. I am offering guitar lessons. I still have a couple of slots open. Go ahead and email me, becomethenight@gmail.com, all one word. If you like these videos, if you like what I do on this channel, please support me on Patreon. It is extremely important. It is the only way I can keep YouTube my job. And you can follow me again on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter @BecomeTheNight. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!